Been a long time.
Yes, it has. That mine on Bendy, right?
Kazal, hellhole, like this place. Rare mineral contract. Your tastes are a bit more sophisticated now, huh?
So, you found something?
Right here. The new guy found it.
That right. And everything went cool? Just like grabbing those minerals on Bendy?
Kazal. And no, Barett. Not cool. He passed out after the extraction. Woke up saying all kinds of nonsense.
Is that right, cowboy? Went on a trip, huh? Well, you could say that the infinite possibilities of the universe are full of everything but coincidences. That fun, huh? Not the most gentle push into the great mysteries of space, but hey, been there.
Look, just hand over the credits, and I'll be happy to never see this thing, or you, ever again.
That's why I like you, Lynn. All business.
Barett, the scanners on the frontier are reporting a ship coming in hot from orbit.
I really thought I lost them.
Barett? Of course.
Now, that was some fine work under pressure.
Time.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions? You're coming with me to Constellation. You're part of this now. You ever stare up at the stars at night wondering what's out there? Well, that's us. That's where we go. Hey, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but we don't exactly know what the artifact might have done to your head, and Constellation is really the only group qualified to help.
Oh, no, Barett. No. You think you're just going to take off after the mess you caused?
All right. I guess I did just put you all on the Crimson Fleet hit list. How about I stay, and I send your Dusty here in my place? I know, but he's not some miner anymore, Lynn. Soon as he touched that rock, something changed. Don't tell me you can't feel it.
Fine. It's a deal. Get out of here, Dusty. You're on to bigger things. Now that we've been attacked, we've got to pack up and move on. Argos will come for the rest of us. You get going. Just go. Before I say something I regret.
Well, now that that's settled. Vasco, get him to the lodge. No deviations unless absolutely necessary, okay? Protocol Indigo.
Indigo. Again. Very well.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there. And it even tells the time. Hey, look at that. The watch fits you perfectly. Now, questions? They're just following the loot, like pirates do. And I have something of a reputation as a loot collector. And Vasco, don't let him break my shit.
Holy shit. You actually found me.
Of course Barett isn't in any danger. Why am I not surprised?
And Lynn's here? Well, wonders never cease. You know, it's actually been kinda nice. Matsura the Grim here is a great host.
No sense letting people's last moments be unpleasant.
See, that's what I like about you, Matsura. A real Renaissance man.
I have enjoyed our time together, Barett. But I can't just let you go with nothing to show for it. Is Constellation willing to pay ransom in exchange for this man's freedom? You want me to end all this with nothing to show for it? A ransom isn't about how much one gets along with the hostage. Nobody wants that. Maybe we can work something out. I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here. I wish it didn't have to be this way, but Barrett has some good friends, it seems. Very well. You're all free to go.
It's been a real pleasure, Matsura. Really. And good luck out there with all the, hurting people and taking their money. Sorry for the wait, everyone.
My grandpa lives in Aquila City, but we don't visit all that often.
We were worried sick.
I don't think Dad likes it.
Well, some of us were.
I see what you did there, Walter. And I know you've been secretly crying into your piles of money just waiting for my return.
Actually, Walter has been complaining about you more than usual, which is always a sign when he's worried.
Don't start, Country.
Wait, is that? And to think the first artifact was taking up dust on the library shelf. Now look at them all. You feel it a bit, can't you? Ever since I found the second one, had the visions. Being around them is just comforting. So hey, I'm still not 100%, plus I feel guilty dragging you into all of this. Why don't I stick around? Help you get adjusted to the weird corners of the universe. Marvelous.
That's fine. I'll head back home and see what needs doing.
Here, I got this for you. Souvenirs are fun to pick up, but better to give. Enjoy. Anyway, I figured you might have a use for it. It's not a problem. If I see anything on our next expedition to a planet, then I'll hang on to it for you. I just wanted to say I had plans for Matt. It's good to be part of a team, isn't it? To be part of something so much bigger than any one of us. So many things can go wrong out there. Working with people you can trust is important. That's why I've been in Constellation so long. It's good to have people who will help out when you're in a jam. Just wait till we get matching shirts and start having official cookie days. I'm guessing gourmet chunks days are out of the question then. Don't worry, I'm just joking. Constellation is so much more than that. Speaking of which, I'm glad you joined Constellation. Well, I try to be welcoming to everybody who joins. Exactly how enjoyable? Wait, no, don't tell me. Not right now anyway. Just let me keep going. You know, being a member of Constellation has given me a lot of opportunities, and a fair bit of stress, I'll admit. It's hard to imagine just who I'd be had I never joined up. I would have never done so many things, met so many people. It's mind-boggling how different I would be. And I never would have met Irvin. Or lost him, I suppose. It's not you, Captain. It's just been on my mind. I can't say why. Irvin's been gone for over 20 years. Strange how memories can pop up when you least expect it. Yeah, don't worry. Logically, I know I should be over it. But I'm not, and it's gotten worse lately. I've ignored my feelings about Irvin's death since it happened. It's time for me to confront it. I'm just fortunate that Constellation has been a supporting home for me since Irvin died. I mean, where else would I get to dodge space pirates and discover new planets? On that note, I think I'd do well to distract myself with a little adventure for a bit. this. The No kidding. Think of the dissertations. Boundless topics, no bounds. Except the books, they're bound. This explains so much, though. They're disorganized, petty, weird, and also deeply fascinating at the same time. Because they are just people. We never rule that out, but it feels so good to know we weren't fighting against robot alien ghost gods or something. True. We need to approach this critically and carefully. We can't just jump in. Or, I mean, we could, I guess. But it all comes back to this. We don't know what will happen if you enter the Unity. You might lose yourself or become a two-headed space shark. There are too many variables. Yeah, even so, I don't see how we can't do this. I really don't see another option. Of course, at the end of the day, it's your choice. But I will say this. Our entire purpose in Constellation is to explore. Why would we stop now? I'm with you. I'm not gonna hold you back. But if you know, become evil or whatever, I'm also not gonna have your back. Anytime. The possibility of turning evil aside, I appreciate you taking the lead on this. You're guiding Constellation to new frontiers, new discoveries, and we should all follow your example. On that note, there's something else I'd like to discuss with you, if you have time. It's not on the scale of entering the Unity, but it is tangentially related. Thanks. This has been swirling in my brain goo for a while now. So, I've been pondering over what's happened and what it all means. And I've got a favor to ask. A teensy-weensy favor. About the size of a plank length, really. I think it's time I joined you in the physics-bending powers business. See if one of those temples works for more than just you. Marvelous. I'm glad you're as gung-ho about this as I am. As it so happens, I've already talked to Vladimir. Seems our eye in the sky is back up and running. He sent me the coordinates for the temple already. We just have to visit. Hey, when you're not busy, let's chat.
Drive is working again if you need it.
Annihilate
Greetings, Captain.
Sometimes these places are kind of creepy.
Hello, universe.
Just being serious.
This is Barett. Returning your call.
What in the... Who in the... This takes enormous concentration. Whoa. Hello, handsome. You got to be joking. Nope. Okay. Skipping the initial shock of it all. Agreed. Not worth it. Forming a hypothesis. Me. Accurate. I'm just, passing through. You know, my captain asked the same thing. Different captain, though, so you aren't an exact facsimile. From my readings, you don't have your appendix, and you're 1/4 of a centimeter taller than me. Minor differences, but fascinating. I wonder what else is different. Molecular binary schism? Temporal twinning? Group hallucination? Don't forget the fluctuations in the energy patterns, which align almost deterministically. Harmonized vibrations, distorting some mechanical barrier between neighboring universes? Impossible to know with such a minute subset of readings. We need more data. Obviously. Why stop at 2? It won't work. The energy required increases exponentially per anomaly. I'm already exhausted. In a way that's hard to describe. Not physically or mentally, but something else. Sorry, friend. You'll feel right as rain when I dissipate. Whoa there. Sustaining this connection requires a lot of concentration. Is this permanent? You will eventually monitor the energy fluctuations and agree. But no, this is unusual. I could study this forever. Irvin told me to just enjoy it and collect data on the side for later. And I'm glad I did. Irvin? He's with you. He's... okay? By the tone of your voice, I'm gathering some things in our lives might be a bit different. Is he happy? Yes, he is. Our daughter pilots the ship after Vasco was destroyed. But otherwise, we've survived the war well. It's been so long. The horror of the infinite is the inclusion of the unimaginable. I promise. He's happy. We're happy. I have so many questions. I wonder how many paths I've taken. We've taken. How many variations. How many ended with heartache and how many with joy. I think about that all the time. Wait. What's that noise? Starborn ship. We can handle this. On it. For the record, I am the same Barett that came here with you. For sure. I think. Could you imagine if I just kept pulling other Barretts into existence? Forever? An entire universe full of me. Besides, it is a bit exhausting to sustain just one extra me. Anyway, it's a relief, you know. I have this ability, this power, and I'm still just me. Just regular Barett. And I already feel like it's subsiding. I no longer feel like I'm in a huge crowd. I thought so too. Other me, other Barett, seemed like he was able to handle himself well in that fight. Anyway, we'll see. If the other me gets in the way, I can just release him or stop using the power entirely. For now, I just need to use this power a bit and digest what all has happened. That's pretty exhausting, really. So I might only do it when I feel like we could use backup. For now, anyway.
Got my attention, Captain. You know, I needed this. Exploring the galaxy with you by day, investigating the mysterious legal woes of my long-dead spouse by night. You know, I couldn't agree more. I was just remembering how I'd pour my heart out to Vasco. So many times. I told him all about Irvin. He showed me a chart of how sad I should expect to feel. Oh, we got to point B many times just fine. Top-notch co-pilot. Would recommend him to anybody. Anyway, I'm glad you're here right now because we have things to discuss about Irvin's case. I heard back from my contact. They looked into Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Looks like they paid off the judge. And that's not all. My contact really came through for us. Turns out the witness was threatened until he withdrew his testimony. And thanks to our contact, we now have the receipts. I tend to agree. It's interesting. Not enough to take it to a lawyer yet. So I know a cyber runner who has accessed corporate archives before. They can dig into the classified archives before we go to a lawyer. We can pay extra for them to use less legal methods to obtain information, but that adds risk. I'll cover any costs for bribes or fines that go over that amount. Depending on what they find out, it might be time to talk to a lawyer. I'll see if I can find one. Whew. Taking on Hephaestus isn't going to be easy. And I say this as someone with actual superpowers. Why couldn't I have gotten something more useful? Like the art of cross-examination. Might have come in handy at the trial. Massages are nice for relieving stress, sure, but have you ever jumped around in an atmosphere full of human-sized, colorful bubbles and ultra-low gravity? It's bouncy chaos. Wait. Oh, you meant like... you and me. Oh, right. Gotcha. I knew that. Sure, massages would be perfect. My, oh my. Anyway, let's go adventure while we wait on the cyber runner to get back to us. I need to talk with you later. You know, traveling with you has been more than just good old-fashioned fun. It's been, well, therapeutic. Well, the fact is, you've had my back countless times already, and without you, I'd be exploring some random world alone, not realizing how much that bothered me. So am I. I mean, I will keep that in mind. Which brings me back to that plan I mentioned earlier. I think I know how to move forward now. But I'm going to need your help. My contact sent a gift. We only paid for my contact's uncommon expertise, technically. So they found an insurance settlement. Irvin's employers got paid as compensation for sabotage. It seems that the mining company got a huge payout after they won the case against Irvin. We have the settlement paperwork from their insurance. Tons of money. Oh, also the cyber runner had to move on to other work, but sent me a passcode to some computer system. I'm not sure what it goes to yet. We can just hold on to it until we figure it out. But anyway, we have enough to move forward. The missing piece here is proving that Irvin was framed. So I discovered that Irvin's original lawyer still practices law, and she'll look over everything we found. Oh, detective. I like the sound of that. If I'm the detective, does that make you my trustworthy and sensible partner with a heart of gold? Well, I can work with that. Detective Barett at your service. Anyway, we should take everything to the lawyer and see what she says. Maybe she reviews it and decides we have no case, or we need more evidence. I don't know. If we don't have a case, I can probably let it go. But I have to try. Fantastic. I knew I could count on you. You're as reliable as an atomic clock. I've sent a list of everything we found so far to the lawyer on Gagarin. You know, I actually feel optimistic about this. Lead the way, detective.
First mission in the books, and no...
Be advised, you are entering United Colonies space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. Welcome to Gagarin. You are clear to land.
All clear. Time to land this ship.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting.
I was just thinking that this is about what Irvin saw all those years ago when he arrived. He probably stood here thinking that he was going to make things better. He had a good heart. Oh, you remind me of him sometimes, wanting to make things right. And when you said it out loud, you know, I actually believe we can do it. I just hope our lawyer is as confident. Right. She said she would meet us at our office when we arrive. Hopefully she can tell us what we need to do in order to clear Irvin's name. Let's stick together, though. Gagarin isn't a huge town, but it's not the kind of town that I want to get lost in.
Like construction is a dead industry, Chief Pretorius. What?
Closing off the city every time you want to run a tour group with it.
Our investor visits are the key to making Gagarin a place that works again. A place where people want to live again.
Welcome to Clint's. Sip make parts. If you need anything, just follow the sound of falling in.
Well, well, well. Barett,
You're actually here. Astounding.
Ellie! Ellie, come on. I promised we'd stop by, didn't I?
People make promises all the time, Barrett. And most folks try to avoid Gagarin, not visit it. Anyway, I'm glad you made it out here. We have work to do, don't we? Down to business. Perfect. What do you already know?
So we already know that Irvin worked for Hephaestus Mining Company years ago, and they blamed him for catastrophic economic and ecological issues here on Gagarin.
Yes. He lost his case because he didn't defend himself, and we had almost no evidence without him. Well, we can bring the case to a judge here if we have new evidence or a witness.
What about the evidence we found so far?
Yes, well, about that. It's just not enough. In order for me to go before a judge, I'd like to have some solid evidence pertaining to motive. The courts won't entertain a challenge to its ruling unless we're sure that something major was missed in the original trial.
What was the motive from the original trial?
We had no solid motive after our witness withdrew his testimony. Yeah, we need something major. Documentation, recordings, a witness, something.
It's been so long. How could we find anything like that?
I've thought about this a lot since the original case. The mine that Irvin worked at was shuttered in 2309. They probably still have documents relating to whatever happened there with him. That's where you come in. I don't know which mine he worked at when the incident took place. In theory, you could find that information on a Foundry terminal, if you can access it. You'll need a passcode. That's the hard part. Besides the Foundry records, there also might be something in Irvin's apartment. If he knew he was being framed, he might have held on to some documents there.
You know, now that you mention it, I know a cozy place nearby where we could relax and maybe find some evidence helpful for the case.
You both realize I'm still here, right?
Irvin had an old apartment nearby. I never sold it. We could search it and see if he left anything there from the job.
Why didn't you lead with that, Barrett?
Hey, at least I didn't forget entirely. I'm not much of a cat burglar, but I do have a cat suit somewhere, now that you mention it.
That is definitely not necessary, Barrett.
Dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right?
Good grief. Excuse me. Let's figure out a plan so you two can get out of my office and investigate. Okay, listen. I have heard that there are terminals in the Foundry that can be accessed with passcodes. And I happen to know that miners always have passcodes on them. Do with that information as you will. Hopefully that's enough to work with for now. If you'll excuse me, I have to get some court documents ready for this case.
The Foundry District isn't too far from here.
All these fancy new businesses going on.
We just
learned about Earth in school. When I get my own ship, I'm going there.
Probably.
Here, use this key. After you, Captain. Now I get why he wanted me to look after his plants. No windows, insufficient power for proper land. Wait a second. What about this safe? I bet it's locked by a terminal. Irvin didn't live here for long, but he certainly had a lot of junk here. I had no idea. Well, I'll be. If you ever doubt... At Irvin's genius, look at all this. Still chugging along 20 years later. Aha! Will you look at that? If we go to town hall, I bet we can get a copy of that hunting license. Hold on. Is that what I think it is? There's gotta be a way to look up applications. Is that Irvin's employment contract? Let me see. No idea where mine H363 is, but we could search for it at the Foundry database. All right, we've got some solid leads, it looks like. The employment contract and the hunting license at Town Hall. Much better than liquid or gas leads. That much is evident. It was a bit strange going through Irvin's old things, though. I was hoping for some old pictures, but nothing. What's that you have there? A plant? Beautiful and resilient, as extremophile plants tend to be. Although this self-sustaining habitat dish gets some of the credit. I bet it could survive without care for a long time. No, maybe not. But it helps me. Irvin was the last person to handle this plant. It mattered to him. No matter how the case goes, this warms my heart. I didn't expect to find it, but I love that I did. In any event, I'll go through Irvin's notes in more detail later. There's probably a flowchart somewhere with this little guy's name on it. Oh, on that note, we should give it a name. I'm thinking something simple, yet refined. What do you think of Harvey? Really? Well, why don't we try it for a few days, and if we don't like it, we can workshop it later. Okay, the three of us should get back to it. You, me, and Harvey have a case to solve. Want this?
That's a native up at the Vanguard office. She's pretty good. She really convinced me to hand out.
Half the city was shut down the other day for a corporate investment.
Watch your step. It's easy to...
You ever read about the early history of spaceflight? So, the hunting license was sponsored by Hephaestus after all. Ellie will be very interested to see this.
Man, could I use a vacation?
You're back. Well, what did you uncover?
We got it from Town Hall and everything. It's the real deal.
I see. This sort of thing works well for the narrative of our case, but we will need more evidence to bring it to a judge.
We're on it, Ellie. Don't worry.
Well, I like the sound of that. Okay, now, well, don't let me stop you while you're on a roll, detectives. We can talk more later.
You don't need to be a botanist to know Harvey's probably thirsty. 20 years is a long time to go without a drink.
You didn't even have time to get my lunch. Ah. Friend, I don't get paid to chit-chat about work. That information is... I think we can work something out. You're starting to make... So listen, you can use my employee passcode to access that foundry terminal over there. I'll just say I lost it somewhere.
Impressive.
Next time I'm going to take a nap on top of a building. Nobody ever looks up there.
Coordinates look valid to me. Imagine Irvin thinking the same thing all those years ago. Just a job, right? Well, at least we know where to keep looking, right? I guess we'll see what state the mine is in. It's possible they collapsed it before they left. We just won't know until we get there. If that's the case, we'll just have to figure something out.
Supervisor is going to be mad that I'm late. I just need a moment to myself before I go back.
This whole town is
fortress.
Gagarin's not an easy place to live.
Welcome to the Vanguard recruitment office. If you've got a ship and the metal to help keep UC systems safe, pleasure to meet you, Captain. So then, I'd love to get some more... Any interest in helping me distribute some recruiting materials to a couple local concerns? You'll be dropping off recruitment kits to 3 people. Lizzie Aheo at the local watering hole, Chief Pretorius at the security office, and Dr. Keala over at the... I'll pay you for the legwork, but I'll throw in some extra if you can get them to guarantee they'll actually put the materials up. That all sound like it's in your wheelhouse? Good. Once you're done, come back here. I'll have your credits waiting. Chief Pretorius, I expect, will be the easiest.
Looking for a drink? Don't serve anything fancy, so if you're about to ask for wine spritz or whatever, you can hop right back on your ship to New Atlantis. More of these things? Fine. Give them here. I'll make sure they find their way to the incinerator with the earlier batches. Oh yeah? Fine. Let's... I think we can work something. Maybe so. Okay, I'll put up the damn posters. Now buzz off before I regret my decision.
You one of those corporate drones?
I'm Dr. Keala. Zenaida warned me this day might be coming. Look, I presume you're not getting paid if I refuse delivery. So here, I'll take them. I'm not about to pull credits out of someone else's pockets. But this is a medical office. I can't in good conscience hang those things up. First, do no harm and all. I think you're just wasting your time here. I think we can work something. All right, I'll put them up.
You have any problems, you should talk to Chief Pretorius. She'll help you out.
Someone painted some choice words on the front of the arc plane factory the other day. The robots took it down pretty quick.
Have a nice day.
I'm sorry, but if this isn't directly related to Reliant medical business, you should really schedule an appointment.
Tell me you're here to just report a good old-fashioned crime? If I have to deal with one more corporate exec begging for special treatment, I'll eat my badge. News in that start coming from my people sooner or later. Sure. Give 'em here. I'll throw 'em up in the office. Yup. That old piece of leather necks helped me out of more jams than I care to remember. I owe her. Sure. Just tell Zeneda she's buying my next drink, alright?
I hope we're keeping hydrated.
You managed to get those materials? Really? Never thought in a million years Lizzie and Doc Keala would play ball. Good work. Here, what I owe you for the delivery. And for your top-notch negotiation skills. Thanks again for helping. Hey there, what can I do for you? You see Marine living in the war zone. You see Marine Corps living in the war zone. Take care of yourself.
Hey, keep your eyes open.
Careful. This place was shuttered 20 years ago.
Commencing combat.
Sure. I've got some time to kill.
Systems near total shutdown.
Ah! What? My arm! I'm okay. No. Like this.
That's definitely gonna leave a mark. let's go find Irvin and Helgi's lab stations. Destruction of the bacterial colonies, not the apex predators. So, they ruined the ecosystem, and it had nothing to do with Did you get that particular piece that... Yes, that right there. Excellent. Bam! You're welcome, everyone. Oh, I got this. My arm! Now what?
low-tech any old day. Muscle time. Surprise! No guns. Didn't think this through, huh? Ow! All won't even start. Old-fashioned, huh? Sell me. Hello? Ow! No problem.
And they're gone. Just gone.
My favorite part. Please. Ow! I know what we need. Yeah. More heat. Come and get it. Time to break a sweat for a change. Oh, I love this part. Muscle time. Wish granted. What was that? Oh, good. I was wondering when we'd get to this.
Welcome back, detectives.
Hell,
Welcome
I
back,
sent
you
all
two.
the data from the mine already,
How was the trip to the mine?
as I'm sure you know. You're gonna love this, Ellie.
Basically, or at least aggressively negligent. What you both found in that mine is remarkable. These documents show that the chemicals released by the mining process contaminated the ecology even before Irvin was tasked with removing the predators. And they also show that Helgi informed Hephaestus of the issue, and it was repeatedly ignored. And with that, I think we've got ourselves a case, my friends.
Yes! That's what I wanted to hear, Ellie. Woo!
Yes, but it's still likely to lose. Because what we really need now is Helgi as our witness, and that is a problem. Helgi's documents are nothing without him there in court, explaining them to the judge.
Does Helgi still live around here by any chance?
Sort of. He's, unpredictable, though. You might ask Dr. Kayala. She checks up on folks who fall through the cracks sometimes. You'd have to convince her to tell you where he is. That might be hard.
Sounds like we're making a stop at the med clinic. We'll be back when we convince Helgi to be a witness.
Listen, if he refuses, then he refuses. Can't force him.
Yeah, we don't want to press him too hard. The last thing we need is him refuting what he wrote. This is going to take a light touch, but I think we can handle it.
Do you need medical assistance? Are you injured? Is there something I can help you two with?
Do you happen to know Dr. Helgi Hodgson? We're trying to get his help with something.
Sorry, who are you exactly?
We're detectives. Self-taught and unaffiliated. Freelance detectives. With the emphasis on the free part.
Wait, what? Detectives? Sorry, I don't think I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm not a tour guide. You'll have to ask somebody else.
We're trying to help him. And Gagarin, actually.
Ellie's a good person. That bodes well, but I can't violate my oaths. I'm sorry. Listen, I can say that Helgi took up a job working at Clint's store just down the way. I saw him there stacking boxes the last time I picked up an order. I've got to get back to my work here, so if there's nothing else... Let me look you over. Honestly, I'm surprised you're walking around like that. Let's get you patched up. There! Good as new. I need to get back to my work now, if you don't mind.
If you're looking for something special.
Funny you ask, because... Yeah, I don't want to be mixed up with anything like that.
I don't have time. This isn't good. Huh. That makes a lot of sense, now that I think about it.
All right. I don't know where he is, but ask Lizzie up at the bar. She knows everybody. You sure you got the right person? Helgi and I have had several run-ins in the past. For me, yes. But there's a lot of water.
We just need someone to serve as his character witness. Given your long-standing reputation in the city.
Sure, I can say a few words. I like Helgi, but fair warning, I'm not gonna lie for him. If I'm testifying under oath, it'll be full of the good and the bad.
Wouldn't expect anything less.
Your posters are in good hands. Don't you fret. Ah, yes. The detectives. I heard about you.
A reputation already? I'm impressed.
Slow news day, I guess. I serve drinks here, Frank.
We were told that you are a local crime.
We serve drinks here. Here's a list of our specials.
There's nothing on here.
Oh, that's... Here, let me fix that. Don't worry, it's just the one sale today.
Oh, right. Of course, it's a number. Here you go, Captain. All yours.
The service I provide is worth quite a lot. Yeah. Don't. I'm glad you I haven't... It's nothing. Thanks for your patronage. Sending your receipt directly to you. We'll be sure to leave a glowing review for your establishment. Don't worry. Wait. So let me get this straight. You want the bartender to testify he's not a lousy drunk? All right, I'm no lawyer, but seems like a bad move. Also, it sounds like work. And I don't work for free.
If it's about creds, you might earn a lot of brownie points with the locals if you helped with that. Points they'd spend at your bar.
As long as I'm still alive to spend it. But fine. If you get Helgi to show up, I'll take some of the heat off of him. Happy to take your credits anytime.
Most of these corporate clowns won't even show their faces.
Check-in accepted. You are late, courier. Please complete delivery and proceed along your route.
Our last head of security was They're conscripting security to search all the abandoned buildings for heat leeches. Guess we've got a big
Have a nice day.
Back at last. Did you find the courier? And more importantly, my package?
Think you might need to work on those priorities a bit.
I'm sorry if my straightforwardness offends you. Now, did you find the man or not? My God. Dead? Well, I suppose that explains why my employee, Mr. Maximoff, disappeared so suddenly. And why the tracking beacon I installed on his ship was detected fleeing the planet. Here, your payment for finding the courier. It seems you've got some chops when it comes to investigation. What would you say to finding Mr. Maximoff for me? Seeing what he knows about where our data might have wandered off to. Excellent. Mr. Maximoff, Bonifant, appears to have set down on another world here in Alpha Centauri, Hawley. Go there and see what he may know on the subject of our fallen courier and our missing data.
I don't suppose you're here to tell me I've won a ticket to a new planet, huh?
Sorry, Doctor. Not today. We came to Gagarin to investigate Irvin Mandani's contract with the mining company a long time ago. Ring any bells?
Irvin, yeah. Biologist. Hunter. Yeah, I remember him. Why? Who are you people? Then find a history slate. An ancient history slate. Because that's what it is.
Please. Irvin was once one of your colleagues. He was the one Hephaestus blamed for an ecological disaster about 20 years ago. Do you remember any of that?
No, I don't remember lies. He passed on. That's a kick in the pants, isn't it? Well, sorry for your loss and all that, but I can't bring back the dead or anything. So you can go now. Thanks.
Look, I know this is strange. We show up out of the blue about things that happened decades ago. But right now, nobody save us knows the truth. And that means we're the only ones who can clear Irvin's name.
Then Irvin should have showed up at the trial to defend it himself.
It's not just about Irv. This can't be the only time something like this has happened. Someone needs to hold this company accountable. That's why we'd like you to testify in court.
Testify? The trial is over, the verdict rendered. In case you two clowns didn't get the memo. Ellie Yankton? But why? It doesn't matter. Nothing's changed. I cannot do that. Why is this so hard to understand here? Yeah, you may have a point. Maybe I can make an exception. I think you may be right. Fine, you've convinced me. I'd be willing to testify on one condition. I want to know what happened to Irvin. Because when he disappeared, let's just say I had an epiphany. Hephaestus didn't need to say a word. That's when I knew the threats against me and my family were real.
Dr. Hawkson, it wasn't Hephaestus that took Irvin's life. It was the war. Irvin was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Caught in the crossfire.
Then I am sorry for your loss. It won't change the past for either of us. But I will testify. And maybe, wherever Irvin is, you'll be glad that we can finally stick it to those assholes at Hephaestus.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, don't get all mushy on me now. I need a drink.
have to break up one more fight at Lizzie's. She and I are going to have problems.
Helgi agreeing to testify is a great help.
Okay, you two, lay it on me. Did you find Helgi? Did he agree to testify?
Well, we've got good news and, well, that's it. Just more good news.
Okay. Does that mean he said yes? Wait, the bartender? Aren't we trying to convince people Helgi doesn't have a drinking problem? I appreciate the effort, but that might not have been the best choice. Well, you two have done all that you could. Now it's time to hand the baton off to me.
What do you think, Ellie? Do we have a chance?
You've done a pretty decent job gathering evidence for this case.
So what's the verdict? In this case, I'd say spoilers are appreciated.
I am cautiously optimistic we can win this case.
Optimism is good, especially from you, Ellie.
We'll likely be able to clear Irvin's name and charge Hephaestus with a number of crimes. The only challenge I see is getting all of that and recompense for Helgi. But I'll do my best. All in all, though, really outstanding work. We wouldn't have gotten this far without your efforts. And I've got to imagine that wherever Irvin is, he appreciates it too.
Agreed, Ellie. And thanks for being our anchor in this. We should probably get out of Ellie's way and let her do her thing. We can talk more in private. Wow, we actually did it! Solved the case. And hopefully cleared Irvin's name. I feel like, what's the old saying? A great weight has been lifted off my shoulders? But it's actually true. I feel like I'm 80% biomass and 20% aerogel. Come on, let's not ruin the moment. Although we did do a lot of walking, I bet I really am lighter. I'm feeling great. Although I could do with some wine and cheese. Why stop at emotional satisfaction when we can indulge in the culinary too? But if I can be serious for a moment, thank you. I couldn't have done this without your help. Ah, that's sweet. But it wasn't just for me. It was for Irv. And of course, we can't forget our new friend Harvey. In fact, Harvey's got a little explorer in him too. According to this slate I found, turns out that our spiky friend's been all across the galaxy. The plant? From Irvin's apartment? Just look at the slate. It'll explain. I doubt it. Harvey's a wanderer. Getting lost is how he finds his way home. We've been through a lot, haven't we? I had forgotten what it was like to work with someone so closely. On top of everything else we've done together and with Constellation, yeah, I think so. Investigating Irvin's case with you is something I'll remember forever. I've come to realize that some events, some people, stand out as pillars of my life. Is it? Well, I guess it is. You noticed that, huh? I suppose I should just keep going and get it all out of my system. It'll do me some good. We only get a brief moment in this universe to interact, to feel, to be who we are and experience the range of emotions that our bodies and minds have evolved to comprehend. Sure. Our bodies are all we have, really. Humans are physical, which allows us to be... This allows us to interact with others on a natural, almost primordial level. And these interactions can be fleeting or drawn out substantially. If one is fortunate, you might even notice events and people changing you while it is in motion. Like any group, Constellation is only capable of doing that because of the people within it. I've explored many worlds, and I've worked with Constellation for most of my life. But you have changed. I don't want to look back years from now and wonder what if. I need to know what you think about us. Hot damn. Yeah. I mean to say, I feel the same. I haven't missed your, very welcome and affectionate hints. I still grin when I think about some of the things you've said. And just so you know, I loved it But before we go on further, are you really ready to build love into our friendship? This is a huge step, you know. I'm ready to. This is the moment I was hoping for. The moment that I will remember. My heart is racing. This is an adventure in itself, isn't it?
We should catch up sometime. Later.
So there are probably universes out there where we don't get together. And of course, ones like this one, where we do. It's both a fait accompli that we find love somewhere, but also highly improbable that we do in any. Even so, the path taken may have a... Imagine us being bitter rivals, or even arch enemies, only to find common ground over a slice of tiramisu and cake-flavored chunks. That being said, it took me a while to get to my happy place. I may have been happy-go-lucky out of the box, but since then, I've gotten a few dings. And when we discovered the multiverse was real, man, there were moments I was drowning in self-pity. Well, I was riding the high of discovery. Then came the implication. There are other Baretts out there, other Irvins, whole universes where desserts are banned for being too decadent. I guess what I'm saying is there's a chance being in this situation would have crushed me. Knowing there were other Irvins out there, other lives where we were happy, I would have thought to myself, why me? Why am I alone? But that's not the case, is it? And while I will always love Irvin, the fact is he was from another universe, one that passed with him. The me that's standing here now, he wants to live in this universe, for as long as it takes, with you. Partly, of course, but I'm allowed to be. I know he would have felt, because it must. Oh, I love it when you know what you want. You just light up with energy. I'm honestly a bit overwhelmed, but in the good, happy brain.exe is malfunctioning kind of way. Vasco would probably tell me that human emotions just overcomplicate things. Oh, I've been ready. I haven't felt this certain about anything in my life before. Except fundamental laws of physics and math, obviously. And I was just wondering if, I didn't prepare this far. I miss being called that. And nothing makes me happier to hear you say that to me as well. Married. I was so happy just being with you that I forgot about those societal rituals. Humans develop these things to declare our allegiances and define who we protect and provide. Over time, it became more about celebrating love and hope for the future. When Irvin and I married, we picked a place that we both loved. We had tons of friends and family. It was a big deal, and it was exactly what he wanted. This time, my only request is that Vasco officiates for us. He's a machine, I know, but he's family. I can't wait to see the look on Vasco's face. I I mean, you know what I mean. Whew. Big breath. Okay, I'm ready. And I can't wait to say I do.
Hello, Detective. Hello, Captain. Hello, Detective. Hello, Captain. Don't worry about it. For this case, I expect the paperwork to climb up the stairs and the verdict to fly out the window. So even if I did have a courier send you a court date, you'd never get here in time. But whatever the outcome, I'll make sure you and Barrett are the first to know. Be careful out there.
Yes, Captain.
Hey, Vasco, my friend, my pal, old buddy.
Detecting incoming request. Significant chance of socially awkward proposition. Barrett, verify.
It's true, Vasco. And I'd like you to be there, my old friend.
Request approved. Due to hormonal disturbances, there was a 60% chance of this outcome. So I have prepared a formal procedure in advance. Please provide the coordinate details.
Makes sense to me. We don't have to include anybody else, but just being there means a lot.
This is agreeable. I will get into an appropriate location for potential photography. Ensure that you are satisfied with your appearances.
Oh, is there something wrong with my appearance?
No, Barrett. I have noticed that some humans prefer to groom themselves prior to important moments.
Oh, that's kind, my friend. We'll talk to you when we're ready.
Your face indicates a question is pending. Yes, can I assist in some way? Barrett's emotional state. For years, he was unable to break free until you helped him.
Stuck in a loop, huh? Yeah, that sounds about right. You can say that again.
Indeed. Since initiating romance, Barrett's physiology has continued to improve steadily.
Whoa, hold up there. What kind of improvements are we talking about here?
I've noticed Barrett's positive facial expressions are 23.7% more frequent than before the legal case on Gagarin was settled.
Wait, you've been monitoring my health, Vasco? That's not okay, buddy.
Your health is important. If you had a poor physiological reaction to this relationship, I would wish to warn you.
You gotta ask, Vasco. Humans deserve privacy. We're not experiments.
I understand. Thank you for correcting me.
You know, I do appreciate the data, though. So continue and update me after the wedding, okay?
Then I will send you a private report next time, Barrett.
You're a good friend, Vasco. Yeah, Vasco, thank you. Seriously. It means a lot.
You are welcome. Barrett told me that I do not need to understand in order to help a friend.
I couldn't be prouder, Vasco.
The ceremony will begin when we arrive at the destination. I value being part of this moment with you. Goodbye, Captain.
I can't stop smiling. Yes, of course. I never knew if I could listen to you until the... place is a delightful relic tangled up with hope, grit, and science.
Yes, Captain.
Vasco, we're ready now.
First, I require input from both users to proceed. Please provide your spousal address, wife, husband, partner, or some other title.
So formal. I love uniforms. Always have. And I absolutely love formal wear. For the record, please go with husband for me, Vasco. Or you can refer to me as the amazing husband if you want.
Declined. Husband is sufficient. Next prompt. There are 2 versions of the ceremony. Succinct and verbose. Please decide.
I'm marrying a romantic here, and I absolutely love it.
Confirmed. More input is required. Please state any modifications needed.
Now that you mention it, yes. I'd like to present a token of my affection.
A segment of time has been allocated for your property transfer.
It's just sentimental, really. You heard my captain.
Correct. I heard him.
Now let's get going.
Please do not get going until the ceremony has concluded.
Never mind. Just continue. Are we almost done with all this setup stuff or what?
Confirmed. Please do not emit further noises until prompted. Initiating Nuptials Procedure 2.0. Please pause hormone production until the end of the ceremony. Let us begin. Welcome, affectionate humans, robots, animals, plants, fungi, bacteria.
Vasco, bring it back, buddy.
Skipping additional formalities. By committing to each other legally, you signify your desire to merge lives. Amundsen Barett, do you take this person as your lawfully wedded captain?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, right? I mean, I do. I do.
The same question will be posited to all parties. Do you take Amundsen Barett as your lawfully wedded husband?
That's a relief.
The vow exchange is now complete. Barett, you requested a moment to present a token of affection.
Yes, this is going to seem weird, but here. I'm pretty sure it's one of a kind. So this little guy, Harvey, symbolizes a lot of things. He was rescued once from a dying planet and once from a windowless apartment. When it comes down to it, he's got an explorer's heart. He's brave, resilient, and just a tad bit weird. Kind of like us. And while the ones we love are forever in our thoughts, with this gift, only you hold my heart in your hands.
The material gesture is now complete. By the power vested in this unit by the authority of New Atlantis, I now pronounce you married. Congratulations.
And just what is on your mind at this moment? It is always a pleasure.
Whatever. Well, well. Back for more, eh? I'm still overwhelmed. If it keeps us...
later tonight we can continue exploring together. Waking up with you is the highlight of my day, and I'm literally an adventurer. Wait there. Let me savor this moment. Ah, perfection. I've experienced solar storms, meteor showers, volcanic eruptions, but you, oh, are something else. Hello there. So, next time, let's switch off the gravity, okay? Good morning, you. We could cuddle more, but adventure really does await. You fell asleep while I was telling you about that time Well, never mind. It's okay. I love your sleepy face. Well, we could stay in bed forever. Or we could jump up and explore. What do you say? I'm speechless. And that's saying something. Thank you for that adventure. I hope later tonight we can continue exploring together.
Let me guess. Yes.
Sarah! Sarah, good to see you again, my dear friend. I expect to hear some exciting tales when you two return.
I'll try, but I doubt any of them will compare to the spectacular tales that we hear you spin.